Greetings from Maven Consulting Services. Today, we would like to talk to you about the new interview waiver program that the US Consulate has come up with in India, or what we popularly call as the dropbox appointment. So, US recently announced that people who are eligible for a dropbox appointment or a visa interview waiver program. So first, what we're going to look at is who is eligible for this, because all applicants from India are not eligible for a dropbox appointment or an interview waiver program. Any applicant who previously holds a US visa of any category can qualify for a visa interview waiver program or a dropbox facility. So it's not necessary that I hold a B1, B2 visa earlier and now I should apply for a B1, B2 for a visa interview waiver program. So they say any applicant trying to renew their visa may be of the same category of the previous or a new category, he may qualify for a visa interview program. So anybody who is holding a US visa previously can qualify for a dropbox facility. How do you get to know that you actually qualify for a dropbox facility or a visa interview program? You fill in your DS-160, you submit the visa application DS-160, and then you create an account on the US Travel Docs. When you create your account on the US Travel Docs account, you are ideally going to answer a series of questions that are asked on screen. Depending on your responses that you give to those answers or to those questions, the system automatically decides whether you qualify for a visa interview waiver program or not. So there are about 3 or 4 questions, and if the right answers are given or legitimate answers are given to those questions, automatically on the screen it shows congratulations, you're qualified for a visa interview program. And it'll allow you to schedule your Dropbox appointment, wherein you can just go and drop your passport and the requested documents. So it all depends on the questions that are asked and what or how you are going to respond. My next video, I will be talking to you about what are those questions and what and how you answer those, you may qualify for a visa interview program. So we will release that video probably on next Tuesday or next Wednesday. You can wait for it. But today I'm only going to talk about who qualifies and how you need to get hold of these things. So earlier to April 4th, anybody who qualified for a visa interview waiver program or a Dropbox facility, they could choose either of the 5 embassy or the consulate locations to go and drop their passports. But post April 4th, there's a good news for applicants. If they do not want to travel to Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata, there are 11 other off locations or Dropbox locations where on a payment of 650 rupees, they can go and drop their passports along with the other documents so that it becomes easier for them and not travel until these 5 cities to make their documents dropped. If they go to those 5 cities where the consulates are available, they do not charge anything for the Dropbox facility. But apart from those 5 cities, if you're choosing the other 11 cities which they have mentioned in the Dropbox facility, they are charging you an additional 650 rupees. Okay. Now the next big question most applicants are looking forward for or waiting for is, are the Dropbox appointments open? Practically, yes. If I am currently looking at the schedule or the calendar, the June slots for Dropbox facility is all open. They are completely open and people are able to schedule the June appointments. So they can comfortably block the dates for June if they are qualifying for a visa interview waiver program. So that's not a problem at all. And also there is a huge demand for these dates because people who have to go for in-person interview, they are finding it difficult to get dates, but definitely the consulate or the embassy in Delhi has assured that more dates would be opening up depending on how many people qualify for an interview waiver program, so that if more and more people are qualifying for visa interview programs, more and more slots can come in for the in-person interviews. So it's all a wait and watch kind of a situation that we will be waiting for. We will be closely monitoring, and we faced this kind of a situation even the last year. And there was a lot of pressure from the student community to the American embassy in Delhi that their classes start in August and then they're not getting dates. So when things were settled down and things were streamlined, the embassy opened a lot of slots. So there's no need to panic, and there is no need to worry about on all those things. I'm very sure in the days to come, there would be slots opening up. We just have to wait and watch. And also another thing is, a lot of applicants are talking about something called as the placeholder appointment. So if you have paid your visa embassy fees and you log into your US Travel Docs account and you're trying to see, it shows you dates in December of 2022, or it shows you dates in January of 2023, or sometimes it shows you dates even for February of 2023. The embassy or the VFS calls these dates or these appointments as placeholder appointments. So what are these placeholder appointments actually? So there are a lot of students who have to be in the United States for the summer program starting in starting in May and June. And students by default can request for an emergency appointment. But the rule here is, if you have to schedule an emergency appointment, you first need to book a normal appointment. And these placeholder appointments are nothing but these normal appointments for students who want to book or request an emergency appointment. So if my course is starting in May and I see a date somewhere in the month of, let's say, January of 2023, which is a placeholder appointment, I can go ahead and book that placeholder appointment. And about 15 to 20 days before the start date of my college on the I-20 for my summer program, I can send in a request for an emergency appointment to the embassy, and I can make use of this placeholder appointment. So the regular students who have colleges starting in or university programs starting in August and September, makes no sense to book these placeholder appointments, because the embassy is clearly told that they would be opening in more slots, and they should patiently wait and not rush at or be in a hurry to book these placeholder appointments, because these placeholder appointments can automatically get cancelled as and how you get closer to the start date of the college. So there's no point simply booking the placeholder appointments. The placeholder appointments are only for people who need to book an emergency appointment. So since our programs are going to start only in the August-September, we are by and large not in a hurry to book a placeholder appointment and book an emergency appointment, because though on the website it clearly states that emergency appointments can be requested for 120 days prior to the start date of the college, last year we clearly observed if people were sending in emergency requests, the embassy was outrightly denying them. So booking a placeholder appointment now and then requesting for an emergency appointment this early for a university program starting in August or September, I'm sure your emergency appointment is going to be refused. So don't do that. Okay, so try and avoid doing that. Also, another major issue that we face when applicants are trying to schedule appointments is when they log into the account and multiple times they log in, log out to check if any dates are open or something, it starts showing an alert on the screen, or an alert starts popping up saying that you're reaching the maximum attempts of trying to schedule your appointment. And if that happens and if you are blocked, your account gets blocked for 72 hours. So for the next 72 hours, you will not be able to log into your account, and even in that 72 hours, if the embassy opens up dates, you will miss those dates. So you have to be a little careful to make sure that your account is not getting blocked. So one hint to make sure that your account is not getting blocked, when you start seeing these alerts, please log out, clear the cache and cookies of your web browser, and don't log back in for the next 4 to 5 hours. That is one thing that we tried and experimented last year, and it worked. So don't, the moment you get an alert, simply make sure that you log out, clear your cache and cookies, and wait for 4 to 5 business hours to make sure that next time when you log in, your account is not blocked. Because if it's blocked, then you won't be able to block the date. 72 hours. So make sure that you're a little careful on this. I get a date, and I'm also entitled for rescheduling my visa appointment dates. So for the rescheduling, one time when I pay a visa embassy fee, the MRV fee that is called of $160, then I am allowed rescheduling 4 times. So the last time when you're rescheduling, it gives you again a pop-up alert saying that if you're going to cancel this appointment and this is your final rescheduling and in future you want to do it, you will have to pay the additional $160 again to make sure that you want to be active for rescheduling again. So be wise and be smart and make sure you don't have to pay your MRV fee or the embassy fee of $160 again, repay or reschedule your appointment. So you already have the option of rescheduling it 4 times. So why do you need it more than 4 times? So you can be wise on that front and you can look forward for it. Then another thing is a lot of students ask us, a lot of applicants have this ambiguity. When I'm filling in my DS-160, I'm ideally maybe choosing a location for Chennai, but the appointment I get is for Delhi. Then you have to make sure that you submit a new DS-160 and update your location on the DS-160, because if that is not being done, then you will face complications on the day of your Dropbox facility or your in-person interview that you're going in for, or the biometrics that you're traveling to provide. So cross-check 2-3 times that your location on the DS-160 and the latest DS-160 number barcode that starts with AA00 is the same on the appointment confirmation letter as well. So that is very, very important to be cross-checked. And before we wrap up this video, the final thing that most applicants keep asking me is, let's say I get a Dropbox appointment, I go and drop my documents, by when can I hear back from the embassy? So generally, the current wait period for decisions to be rendered on the Dropbox facility is 4 to 10 business days. But in the months to keep coming, it could change, it could be extended because the number of applicants for the Dropbox may increase. And also, please be rest assured that if you've been qualifying for a visa interview waiver program or a Dropbox facility, there is no assurance or a guarantee that the educating officer may feel that he may still interview you. And after they receive your passport and your documents, you might receive a letter from the embassy or the VFS saying that you have to schedule an interview and you have to go for an interview. So it's not that I have got a Dropbox facility and it's absolutely a visa interview waiver. So it all depends after we drop the passport and the educating officer who is working on your case decides whether he needs to interview or not, and then the follow-up things keep coming up. So this is all we had to present in this video about the visa interview eligibility, the Dropbox options, and waiting for visa appointments and the kind of panic that is sending students into frenzy. So there's nothing to worry about. And the next video, we will be coming up with something of what you call, what are those questions inside the VFS or the US Travel Docs account, which you will have to know if you have to qualify for the visa interview waiver program. Thank you so much.